Okay, well, anyway, if you were aware of the Borden murders, you likely have heard the theory that Lizzie and the maid were lovers and they killed the Bordens. But how likely is that? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is Lizzie Borden. This is her father, Andrew, and this is her stepmother, Abby. Now, on August 4th, 1892, someone killed Abby and Andrew. These are their skulls, with either a hatchet or a meat cleaver. Despite numerous theories, no one yet knows who actually killed the Bordens, and it's still a cold case to this day, really. So this here, as you can tell in my horribly written notes, is Bridget Sullivan, known as Maggie by the Bordens, well, mostly Lizzie. So that is their maid. This is the maid when she's old, but this right now is the maid we're talking about. And this is Lizzie Borden. Now, if they did kill the Bordens so they could be together, why would Bridget move away? In fact, it wasn't until a few years ago we had any clue what happened to her, until a few of her relatives actually visited the Borden house, which is now a bed and breakfast. I'd love to go there someday. Those same descendants are actually where this photo here comes from. But then you might be saying, well, if that one doesn't make any sense, I don't know, maybe they could have been in on it. Okay, well, yes, there is a theory that perhaps Lizzie did pay off the maid to be a lookout and tell her if anyone was coming. But what would Bridget get out of it? Well, you might say, yeah, well, if Lizzie paid her off with the money she gets from her father, she could pay her. Okay, but then she also loses a job. Her employers. So that wouldn't work out too well for her, would it? Unless she's really great at saving her money. Which is where another theory comes into play. The night before the murders, Lizzie's uncle, John Vinicum Morse, showed up at the house. He only planned to stay the night. But the next morning was when the Bordens were killed. Being a butcher, formerly, if the weapon was a hatchet or a meat cleaver, as it is believed it may have been, wouldn't it make sense for someone like him to do it? Although we do know that there was extreme hate towards Abby because she was hit in the back of the head 18 times. Her body was actually found almost under the bed completely. Although not almost completely, but you get my point. And Andrew was only hit 14 times, but right in the face. So his nose falling off, his eye split in half. He was said to resemble a lump of meat. But all that said, it is still a cold case, so what do you think? Who do you think killed the Bordens? Let me know in the comments below.